All right, everyone, we are here with War 9 against TCN. Today I will be taking in Lady Deathstrike Mantis and Deathless She-Hulk. I've got Path 4 in both sections, and I don't think I had a shared fight this war. So, pretty simple and straightforward war for me. Starting out here, Section 1, Path 4. We've got this Void here. We're taking it with Mantis. Pretty much for this fight, assuming that one Special 2 will end the fight, which it should, and that the Tranquilize will prevent the heal block at the start, so we're not going to be degenning the whole time until we get to Special 2 with enough mixed emotions to end the fight. So, power backs just to kind of see, and I'm glad I went with them. You guys can see what they are nowadays with the new update, and we can talk about that when we get to Photon. But we have them here just in case for Void. Plan was to go in, build 20 mixed emotions ASAP. I'm still going to start with Intimidate and then use Infuriate for baiting a special attack and reverse right back into Intimidate. And we use a PS1 here so that we can end the fight quickly. So yeah, here's the Intimidate. Start to build mixed emotions. Can attack a bit slower here to keep that Tranquilize on, which we are doing. So there, it was going to end. Didn't feel comfortable going in and maybe getting smacked. We prevented the first of his intimidating debuffs. And then here we go in to land the next Intimidate, get our last set of mixed emotions, and then charge heavy. Throw the Special 2 and win the fight. So pretty straightforward. Next up, Degen versus this Werewolf by Night. This is Decay versus Sugar Pill, so we're going to have plenty of debuffs here. Landing heavies, doing special attacks so that we can get that slow up. And then possibly trying to trigger decks as little as possible. Will be a little bit difficult here. This node has insult to injury, but also has steady build-up weakness, and we don't want those weaknesses on us. Otherwise, this fight would take a lot longer. So my game plan was to work in some heavies off parries, and we don't get it there. He gets me with the Snap Light. Just another day in MCOC. Special 2 here. Losing some of these weaknesses when he throws the Special 1. Retaliating to try and keep up our trauma. Relic into a heavy gives us the slow. And we can safely trigger decks and retaliate. Pushing to our next Special 2. Parry failed, didn't actually land it there. We're up to 4 weaknesses, but this heavy attack finishes the fight. So, boosting big. Path 4 in Section 2. This is where things get interesting. I do slap on max recoils with the changes to power backs. I was hoping that one Special 2 would end this fight. This is a pretty smart placement. I think some of the debuffs that I would gain from smacking her don't work through the prevention of Tranquilize because of the increased defensive ability accuracy. So she actually gets a lot of charges really quickly compared to most nodes. I still go through the same game plan, PS1, build 20 mixed emotion, which is still pretty easy. But see, at this point, had she not been on this node, we would have already had the 20. Get the Intimidate there, get the mixed emotions, charge heavy, and this is what you're going to expect with power backs. A little bit over a bar, and this change, this is why the change is important. So now I have to actually play the game, but she's unblockable from the node, so I couldn't play her Special 1 the way you're supposed to, because all of it was going to be purely unblockable. But I don't panic, take the hits, I have a bar of power, I wait out that pure light, so now we can dex. I get back into the rhythm of building mixed emotions. I don't need a full set of 20 here. So I'm going to take maybe 8 or 10, whatever she gives me. She plays there. I was hoping she'd back up, and she didn't. Infuriate here, bait out the Special 1, Intimidate to follow up. It's not going to push her to a barn. It's not going to push us to Special 3. Build just a little bit more mixed emotion. Go in, watching the sleep timer here, not the number of Furies, and throw the Special 2 to finish the fight. So, yeah, there's more to the fight when power backs don't just result in pressing a button. So, it's a good change. And then the last fight of my war, this Dust here with Lady Deathstrike. She totally owns this. The increased hit combo on her basics and the fact that she can turn off unblockable make this node pretty irrelevant for her when going against the dust. So it's pretty much forcing a counter here when placing her. The only thing is, I don't realize it until after the first few special attacks, is I didn't turn recoil off. So at one point after the second or third special one, I realize I'm somewhat losing the health race. And I'm wondering what the heck is damaging me, because it's not Power Sting. I'm paying attention to Power Sting, making sure it drops at every 10th combo before I throw a special attack like there. So in my mind, after this special 2, I should have been way ahead, and then I noticed I'm missing almost a fourth of my health, and that's when I realized, oh wait, I didn't stop to turn off recoils. So I believe at this point, I decide, hey, we are just doing basic attacks and going to special 3s. That's the rest of the fight. We might throw one more special 1 or 2, but that's only because we think Dust is going to get KO'd, nearly KO'd, and we're near the end of the fight. So, yeah. Didn't need special attacks to make this relevant. She's unblockable there. As long as we end with a medium, it goes away. So you can prevent it even though it was already active. And she was a little stubborn with some of her special ones at times. But yeah, pretty straightforward fight. Waiting for openings, get our parry. Repeat, we are ready for special 3. There was no Power Sting on us. Throw in the special 3 for damage without taking recoil. And then just go right back into the fight. So yeah, straightforward here. Missed the parry there. Heavy retaliate, relic, and this is where I throw the special attack if I'm not mistaken. Nope, just let her KO from Rupture. So that was the end of my war. As I said, pretty small, short war. We ended up losing this war. So even with this tactic against alliances like this, I kind of expect us to die around this range, which is fine. It definitely wish or hope it was lower every war, but these are some of the top alliances, especially TCN, who's sitting at 1 right now. And then with this tactic, these alliances are consistently pulling off these 2 to 1 to 0 deaths, which is to be expected. So yeah, that's the season. We got 2 more wars left in the season. Hopefully we can hold on to top 10. But yeah, thanks for watching the video. Hit subscribe and give it a like, and I will catch you guys at the next war.